So guys, our girl is having some nice things coming out of her head. Yeah, this is of course our inner alien. Yeah, let's just cut it a bit so it won't distract us. Yeah, the head is looking nice, stylized. I think it's good. Okay, let's continue on the gas mask that we kinda started. It's looking nice. Let's continue with this thing. This will be maybe a triangular piece, but I'm not sure yet. Let me think about it. Let's just move it and see. Okay, I think triangular piece will be nice. Although in the concept it's not triangular piece, obviously, but probably we may make it triangular. But before we make it triangular, we will duplicate it and move it back. So here we will make this non-triangular piece. I will turn on transparency, by the way, just for the sake of it, because when you turn on transparency, you can rotate and move your object even if your mouse is in the area. Unless it's inside the current subtool, it's okay, you can rotate it and everything. And when I'm zoomed like this, I don't want to go in these lines here, so in order to rotate or zoom, I would like to use transparency, and it's nice. If your kind of a screen does have a very low resolution, or your display is like 150% zoomed, like many people are, because they want to see bigger icons and stuff, then probably you don't see this polyframe, transparency, ghost or solo buttons. And also, if you don't go to preference and interface UI and the button size is 38, which is the lowest, if your button size is by default 40 something, probably also those buttons are pretty big for you and you don't see some of them here in the bottom. Also, if you're looking at this, not at this, but if you're working on laptop, probably you won't see this kind of buttons, not in the video here, but in your current ZBrush. So it's a little bit, you know, but there is a workaround. If you want the solo button or polyframe button, they are in transform menu. Polyframe and solo, they're here. You can take them from here and put them whatever you want here in the top or in the bottom where you're gonna be able to see them better or use them. Because we are currently using a lot the solo button, which solo mode is quick click in document. What does it mean? Quick click in document. Quick click. This is the shortcut, quick click in document. I'm not sure how it works, by the way, because I never use it as a quick click in document. What does it mean? Quick click in document. That's pretty interesting, but I haven't used it. So polyframe is Shift F. Of course, you can always turn on or off the polyframe by Shift Fing. Shift Fing sounds pretty nice thing to do, so we have to do it. Obviously, Shift Fing is fine. All right, I have those things in the back. I don't know what's happening here in the back, but yeah, why I don't have this in the back? I have it. It's there. All right, let's go. So what I can do to a little bit work more on this without the obstruction of other things is just go to the first part of this gas mask and press Shift and the I. So I will hide everything but the current subtool now, and I will turn on those by hand. And also the gas mask itself by hand. The gas mask, what we make the 3D sketch of the gas mask, I mean. So now we have it, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Although the gas mask itself, it's pretty dark. And what I mean by the gas mask itself, you know, the 3D sketch. So now I can go to this triangular piece, which is not a triangular piece yet, but maybe it will be, we'll see, and just move it without symmetry a bit, so it's more symmetrical. It's more like, for example, let's try it like this, or put this in the middle and try to put the pivot in the middle. So what I did here is I alt-clicked it, clicked on this button here, on this icon, which is the position icon, and it goes to the unmasked mesh center as it's said here in the bottom. Go to unmasked mesh center. So if you alt-click there, the pivot will go exactly in the center. If you don't have symmetry, it will go exactly in the center of your mesh, and then we will know exactly where the center is, which is fine. So let's do the same here. Remove the symmetry by pressing X, pressing the pivot, go to unmasked mesh center, and then just take the center exactly in the center of our first piece here. This will be a nice way to position our geometry properly. And then I will turn on symmetry, go to my pivot, and Alt put it here because otherwise it will be a little bit difficult, and just move it like this. And I'm not sure, by the way, if this central piece is exactly in the center, but yeah, hopefully it is. So we will do the same with the triangular part, which, by the way, I don't see, but it's kind of here. So I will X for symmetry, move my pivot with Alt, and then position those things. Okay, and let's remove a little bit this to see what we have. We have kind of a good thing going on here, I think. This is looking like a gas mask, almost. Perfect. It's not perfect at all, but it wouldn't be, ever. So, Z-Modeler brush, move this. I mean, not move, but kind of extrude, flip. Also this one, extrude, flip. Now we have it. It's looking nice. Let's do the same for this. Extrude. Not so deep. I mean, this will be a little bit thinner part. Alright. And that's for this part. I'm not sure what to do here, because here I have to have... This should be the metal part. This shouldn't be a metal part. Maybe. In my book. I will just try to move this part so they are kind of parallel to each other, which will be fine. Okay. Parallel. Yeah, a bit of a interesting thing. Let's take this and mirror it on Z-axis, see what happens. Okay, it's going somewhere in this direction. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Because we had it mirrored already. So what I will do is the same as the other things. I will select it, go to pivot, press X to disable symmetry, alt click on the position icon, and position it in the middle like this. Hopefully it's kind of in the middle, yes. And then I will press X for symmetry again. I have the symmetry on Z. I will move the pivot a little bit, because if I leave it in the center, sometimes it gets ugly. So I will put it in one side and just dial this a bit. So in my opinion, those two things are kind of a high-tech filters, kind of little filters there, and they should be kind of protruding a bit from the other parts, maybe a little bit just. And this I will make it bigger, because this is my inner kind of a softer part of the mask, probably, and it should be kind of a base for all other parts. Also, we will have kind of a place here where one of the tubes will come from, but yeah, probably we will make it right now. But from what? Maybe from this one. Why not? So I will duplicate this one, put it here, and yes, let me think. Yeah, I have to think basically, because everything has to be thought very carefully and truly. So if I want to do it, I want just a plane. I don't want anything else to get in my way. When I'm kind of doing a design, you will see from the weapon too, I use only a plane in the beginning, and then I start to do some stuff with the plane. So now I will do this parallel to this part. Then what I will do is extrude with Z topology brush, extrude downward a bit and inward, and then I'll move this even closer to the filter and like this, and then I will go to Z modeler brush, the normal, and insert edge loop here, edge loop here. After that I will delete this and this polygon, so we'll have, you see, this interesting thing. And from here we will make sure that the but we'll see. Let's make one polygon here, one kind of an edge loop here with the Z modeler brush, and just make this more round, because from there it will be our tube. And by the way, the tube, or the base of the tube, I will show you how we will make it. It will be very, very interesting. Let's make the one of the tubes. I mean, there will be one here, and either two or one protruding from the middle. Maybe two will be more interesting, but let's see. So I will just duplicate this part, move it frontward, and then just press while I'm on my pivot, or what is this, 3D pivot, 3D, it's not pivot, 3D something, there, gizmo. And then I will press this kind of a wheel here, and then go to cylinder. Okay, let me think. Okay, symmetry, disable symmetry. Go to the cylinder now, let's try. Okay, now we have the cylinder. It's very, very tiny, so I will zoom in. Sometimes this happens. And I need a cylinder which is with not very part, or very many parts, or many very parts. So I will press W. You see, when I press W once, I go to my 3D gizmo. When I press W again, I get this kind of things here. And with them, with the green cone, I can command how many things it should have here. With the red one, I can command how many kind of sides it will have. So those are interesting kind of things. This, I think, could be enough for us. So I will get my pivot by double clicking, and I will try to increase the size of this until it fits my needs, which are big. I have big needs. And then I will put it in this area. Maybe a bit bigger. Let's see, okay. Increase the size of it. Put it right there. It's not looking very, very promising, but we'll see. Let's also match this, or let me think. Okay, what I want to do is I want to make this kind of thing and this tube kind of match. How to do that? I have a few options, but I'm going to choose one of them, which is go to Control Shift and click on my brush here, and I will select the slice curve brush from here. I'm holding Control Shift now. So Control Shift is the slice curve brush, and now I will just slice it parallel to this line, like this. Okay, and now what I want to do is kind of go to Control Shift and select rect. Let's select this, what we created, and hide it with Control Alt Shift, and probably we'll be able to kind of move this here, and it will be kind of cut exactly how we want it. But before that, before we delete hidden, I want to duplicate it and move it a little bit here and show everything. Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty, but I will Control Z a couple of times and Control Z Let's Control Z the upper part. Okay. Yes. And this, we'll take it and move it here, because we can use it as the middle one. You see? There is the Control Z or undo levels in ZBrush are per subtool. So this subtool that I duplicated has its own, its own undo levels, and the original has its own levels, which are a little bit more because we created it and we put it here and everything. So I use that to get back to the position, and I even can use that to go back before I cut it. So now it's not even cut, which is okay. And this one I will del hidden, and then I will go to ZModeler brush and close holes, but convex hole. If you try to close just a concave hole, if you click, you see what kind of a mess it makes. But if you close a convex hole, you see it's make very nice things. And if you hold your mouse when you click to close the hole and just move it, you can make a lot of things, even this. Which in this case we exactly don't need too much. We can just use this. Yeah, it's fine. And I can even make insert, and I can, insert, I cannot. I'm trying, but error, not an open edge. Insert, yeah, because I pressed insert, I have to press insert, and now it's good. So this is going pretty well for us. Of course, this gas mask will prove to be a little bit more difficult than this. What I mean is that we will have at least one more video dedicated to it, because it has a lot of parts, and also I'm inventing it myself right now, which takes time. I mean, if you have a very kind of a nice and concept which is very understandable, and it looks, everything is clear, very clear, it's much easier and faster to work on it. If you are in our position, it's a little bit more difficult. So I'll mirror on Z-axis, and then I will just unmask this and put it around here. Let's press the pivot. Let me try to move it exactly where it should be. If I can't, I always can do this and move this in the middle of our mesh like this. And then press X to have symmetry on Z, and it will be nice. So this will be two of our things, this will be one of them. Let me see if I need one more. Just to, I'm control dragging it to copy it to see if two of them or one of them will be nice. I think two of them will be a little bit better, a little bit well suited, but first I will move one of them here, and the other one I will move here. And I will use a little bit more different method now. I will go ahead and mirror and weld. And you see how they are absolutely the same now. So I will press X to have the symmetry, and I can move them and do whatever I want now, which is fine. So this is kind of a base for our gas mask. And from here on, we will do some other stuff. Which what will be? Nobody knows, but we're almost at the end of our video. I will do some things. So first, I will go ahead and add edge loop here. Then I will wait for ZBrush to finish saving the project file, and since I have few big projects here, it's taking a little bit more time. Then I will go here, extrude, but I will extrude the poly loop, and if I want to extrude a poly loop, I have to kind of pay attention to this orange line. If it points this direction, so it will extrude this loop. If it points this direction, it will extrude the other loop. So I will do it with this loop like this. It just makes things more interesting. Also, I will put one here, one line, and extrude also this loop a bit. I think it will be just better to have those things like this, it will be more interesting. I will make a loop in here with shift, by the way. You see, let me show you. If I make the loop, edge loop in here without shift, you see how it's not equal, the distance is not equal. But if I press shift, the distance becomes absolutely equal to this side. But if I start the loop closer to this side, the distance, if I press shift, it will maintain the distance to that particular side. If I don't press shift, it will just move itself, and it will be kind of making the distance to each side individually. So press here, shift, and just like this, then extrude. So you see how easy it is in ZBrush to make this kind of hard surface details. It's super easy, super nice with the ZModeler brush if you know what you're doing, which I think I do. So I will go to this part, just press here, make one edge loop again, move it. And why I'm doing this, so I can make a bit better representation of a half circle here. And maybe I will make one edge loop in this area. You see how I started with just one polygon and I made this kind of a complex shape, and it's much better this way. You add polygons where you need them, you delete polygons where you need them, and suddenly you end up with pretty complex and nice looking shapes. Or you end up with some garbage shapes, which is also a possibility if you don't know what you're doing. But you know, in the beginning we all don't know what we're doing, and with the experience and with the tries and with errors, we kind of start to know what we are doing. So don't be afraid to make mistakes at all. Make them, let them kind of teach you, and yeah, you will be okay. So this is nice. I like what we have now. Let's finish this video, continue in the next one with the rest of the gas mask. Hopefully we will be finishing this part of the gas mask, and we'll continue to the bottom part, in which we will have a little bit more freedom or less freedom. We will see what we'll have for the bottom, kind of a boxy part, but yeah, it will be nice. I think we'll make some interesting forms there also. And yeah, what we have to do next is the knee pads, the boots, and of course the very complex thing, the weapon. But you know, yeah, I will get you through this. So yeah, let's see what we can do with the gas mask for now.